Hey everybody, welcome back. Another week of the Howell Moon blog here at the Howell Moon headquarters. Jamie Howell. So this week, Inferno. Powering Inferno is what we're talking about. So 4.43 pages per chapter. That's the tempo Dan Da Vinci Code Brown keeps ablaze through 461 pages of his latest book, Inferno. Critics hate Dan Brown. They call his writing cliched and overwritten, leaden. His characters are paper thin, his plots are overly elaborate. One reviewer in the Telegraph I read said, "As a stylist, Brown gets better and better. Where once he was abysmal, he's now just very poor." Readers, on the other hand, say, "We'll take 200 million of those, thank you very much." And I imagine that helps old Dan suffer the critiques as he monitors his bank accounts online. I just read Inferno, can't say I loved it, but there's something about that tempo, those short chapters coming at you that I really like. Maybe it's the impact of the internet and Twitter on my brain that makes me loathe to stick with anything longer than a couple of minutes, but it's more than that, I think. There's something gratifying about completing a chapter. Laying in bed at night, sitting on the deck, I flip forward a few pages to see how much further I have to go and find, hey, nice, I'm already there. Maybe I'll read another chapter or two. Dan Brown, of course, steps in at that moment to, help out by leaving me with a cliffhanger, something along the lines of, "There's some things I have to tell you about Miss Brooks," or "Is this how it all ends for me?" And that earns him more pot shots from the critics. It's predictable, he's manipulative. Well, it seems to me that writers and storytellers are all manipulators at heart. Everything we do is about trying to lay things out so they have the most impact on readers, pouncing with surprises, tweaking emotions. A weak manipulator is a weak writer. Then there's also the physical impact of short chapters, the way it creates actual white space on the page. Every 5 pages, Brown has a partial page. Just a paragraph up top hovering over this field of blank paper. It's more inviting, it's more friendly than Pride and Prejudice jam-packed into endless uninterrupted blocks of text. And I prefer the breathing space those open spaces offer. All that said, it's tough to do. I've been trying to write chapters that are under 5 pages and they all come in closer to 10 pages. Now, hopefully I can shorten them up in the rewrite, get down to the really necessary stuff. Now, I'm not saying that I want to write like Dan Brown, or that I like his work even that much, but I am saying that without question, he's doing some things right. And it seems like that's time better spent figuring out what those things are, rather than expending all this energy to creatively bash the guy. What's he doing after all? He's writing books, and that I respect. See you next week.